This is a left-handed tutorial for making your very first slip knot and crochet chain. I posted a video specifically for making your slip knot, so if that's something you're having difficulty with, check out that video. Here I made my slip knot and I'm pulling on my yarn to make it smaller to be the right size of a stitch for my hook to slip into. It depends whether you pull the tail or the working yarn, how you did your knot, which one is going to make it smaller. So if you try one way and it doesn't work, just try the other way. Now I'm going to set my yarn on my hand. I'm doing this very slowly, but it wraps around my pinky, up the back of my hand, and then I grip the knot with my thumb and forefinger. Now I'm inserting my crochet hook into the loop I've made and I'm going to yarn over. To do that, your hook goes over the yarn and the yarn comes around and over top, and then you pull through the loop you made. That is chain number 1, chain number 2. Notice how my hook is turning as I do that. As I pull through the loop, I turn my hook so it faces down toward the table. Then after I pull through, I point up toward the ceiling so my loop does not fall off. Continue chaining until you've reached as many as you need for the length of your project. Depending on what you are making, you may need 15, 20, or even hundreds of chain stitches. If you're making a toy and you're going to make a magic ring out of this chain, you will probably just need a handful of stitches. For the purpose of this tutorial, I'm doing 10 chain stitches. I'm going to keep this real time, so if you're chaining along with me, just keep going until you reach 10 chain stitches. I've pulled my yarn out to show the end of my 10 stitches. The loop that it would be on the hook or that you've pulled out does not count when you're counting your stitches. I'm now going to count and check to confirm that I do have 10 chain stitches of yarn that I've put together. So the way I do that is to look at the yarn as little V's. There is a front side and a back side of the yarn. If you're looking at the back side of the yarn, it's going to be different and will not show the V's. So make sure you're looking at the front side of the yarn. First, I'm going to count from the bottom. When I first started to crochet, sometimes I was confused if I had not made my knot tight. So I make sure to make my knot very tight so that I don't confuse myself by thinking that is a full or partial stitch. I'm counting each V from top to bottom to ensure that I have 10 chain stitches. Now I'm going to count my V's from the top. I'm looking at the top loop. My needle is pointing at the top loop of each crochet stitch. Now we've created a left-handed chain stitch. So the next step is turning this into a row. Hit subscribe to see that in future videos soon.